Hey everyone, Karen here from Find Veg Love, and I have Cora, the Veg Dating Coach. So we're
Yeah.
super excited to be doing our second live video. The first one was kind of didn't go so well with technology, but
It
this
was a
time,
trial.
yeah, this time I think we haven't figured it out. And so we don't have anyone right now, Cora, so I'm not sure if you can see, but I'll let you know once people start coming in. So basically, Cora and I just want to take this opportunity to answer all your questions that you may have about the events themselves, dating, just really general questions. We want to be there for you as a resource and really help you out throughout this process, whether you're attending an event or you have attended an event, you're just not quite sure if it's for you, you have any specific dating questions. So again, post your questions if you have any, and we will answer them at the end. So we're going to be talking for about 20 minutes or so and then answering the questions at the end. And we would love to know if any of you have ever participated in an event, if you're planning on it, just so that we kind of know who's watching. And also if you could just let us know where you're from and also how you found out about the video would be super helpful to us. All right, so I will hand it over to Cora.
Yeah, so we know that some of y'all are in Canada, some of y'all are in the US, but Thanksgiving is this week around the corner. And I know that for a lot of people, holiday time can feel a little bit tricky to navigate if you're single, or even if you're in a relationship or if you're in a new relationship. Holidays are kind of a charged time around dating, because there might be a lot of expectation. And you might be going to family events or social functions where people are bringing their significant others. It might kind of draw attention to not having a significant other. People may be asking you if you have one. And there's just a lot of emphasis on whether or not you're coupled up. So it can be a time of year when a lot of people feel either a pressure or a frustration or just kind of sad around dating. So we just wanted to talk for a few minutes about some ways to navigate the holiday season when single. And specifically Thanksgiving, I'd say the number one focus would be that Thanksgiving is a time to be appreciative and grateful for what you have. And it's a great opportunity to be nurturing and appreciating all of the social connections in your lives, not just romantic. There are so many ways that we can have intimate relationships with people, family members, friends, what have you. So number one is just focus on those relationships that you do have and enjoying those, not focusing on what you don't have, which is the whole point of Thanksgiving anyway, right? And to that end, there are certain things to be grateful for of not being in a relationship, such as not having to navigate certain stressors around picking whose family you're going to go with or meeting new family members. You can really just take that time for yourself to enjoy having one-on-one time with people who you're close with and cultivating those connections too. And then another point is that the holiday season is actually a really great time to meet people because it's one of the most social times of year. So there are all these holiday parties, there are all these mixers. The holidays are really about community and coming together. So it's a fantastic way to meet other singles. So that's a huge advantage looking at it from that perspective of being grateful for what you have, using it as an opportunity to go to social functions and meet people. And who knows, maybe even holiday shopping could be a fun date, a utilitarian date too. And then the next point is that the holidays are really a time where you can, it's a time to kind of turn inward and reflect on where you are, where you'd like to be, where you'd like to go. And it's a really good time to just check in with yourself and set goals for yourself, for life, for business, for any projects that you might want to undertake, not just romantic, because incidentally, what happens when we pursue the things that we're passionate about is we usually end up meeting people, and it makes us more attractive too. So the holiday season can be a real opportunity to spend some time with yourself, reflecting on how you want to move forward for the rest of the year, and also being with the people who you were close with. One question I have been getting a lot recently is what to say in these scenarios where you might be at a family function, or you might be at a holiday party and someone asks, the room goes quiet and someone asks you, oh, like, are you in a relationship right now? And just kind of the awkwardness, the embarrassment of that moment. So something that can be really helpful to just ease the whole process is have a response ready. Know that that moment's going to come, because it will, and just have a response ready. And I would recommend some variation on saying, no, I'm not in a relationship right now. It takes a lot for me to want to be in a relationship. I don't really want to be in a relationship just for the sake of being in one. So I don't currently know someone that I want to be in a relationship with, but I'm really enjoying getting to know people in the meantime. And I'm also working on XYZ projects that I'm really excited about, and I'd love to tell you about it. Just veer the conversation on. And that's a good way to acknowledge where you're at. And also, it's a positive framing. And if you know what you're going to say when that question comes up, it's not going to feel so frazzling when the time comes. But really, the holidays are a great time to be in community, check in with yourself, meet new people. Depending on how you look at it, it's one of the best times to be single of the year.
Yeah, Cora, you made some really interesting points about the whole family functions and having people asking you those awkward questions. And right. I can personally really relate to that because, and I'm going to get kind of personal with all of you guys here, but that's what it's all about, right? So after being with my partner for 15 years, he was very involved with all the family stuff, obviously. Yeah. And the first Christmas actually that we were not together was extremely difficult because we had spent the last 15 years together every holiday, right? So that was really, really difficult for me. But, I just, I appreciated all the support from my family, and, I could have just stayed home and just kind of sulked and, but no, I decided to just, get out there, spend time with my family and my friends. And, it can be really challenging and really difficult, but you really just have to focus on the positive things that are going on and know that, it's just a temporary situation, and you never know what, how different things will be next year. So just, hang in there if you've recently got out of a long-term relationship and you're not looking forward so much to the holidays because of that. Just, talk to your friends, make sure that you have plans, like Cora mentioned, so that you're not just staying at home by yourself. Reach out to anyone if you need to. Just try to be as positive as you can, and really putting yourself out there. We have, I'm not trying to do a shameless plug here, but we do have 10 events coming up in December, and, going to a speed dating event really is putting yourself out there, getting out of your comfort zone. I totally get it. It's super scary for a lot of people. A lot of people say that they're introverts and they just can't deal with that type of event. But these events are actually really good for people that are introverted because it's all structured, right? So you're not having to actually go to these events and approach approach people yourself. I mean, you're sitting down and you're having these mini dates with all these people. So you're just following along the structure. And really, if meeting someone who is vegetarian or vegan, if that's something that's, you know, a deal breaker for you and really important, these events really are a great opportunity for this, because it's not something that you can find anywhere else. You cannot go at a bar and meet, you know, 5, even 10, like even 2 people, or, you know, the chances of meeting someone that's vegetarian or vegan is so slim. So with these events, I mean, everyone there already is, so it already takes away that element. So yeah, I guess let me just see. So we have quite a few people joining us, Cora, which you can't see, but I can see on my end.
Cool.
So I'd love for all of you, again, just leave some comments. Let us know if you have any questions. I also wanted to, before I forget, to let you know that next week is, if you haven't read the email yet, it's we're doing Veg Love Week. So I will be going live for 5 days in a row and interviewing people, different people every day. And Cora is also going to be joining me on that. So I'm really excited. Again, it's going to be live from Facebook. We will email you more information on that in the next couple of days. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you. You know, that's why I'm doing this, because I want to connect with all of you. I want to get to know you more. So let's just see here.
Yeah, I would say also, to the point of going to the events and kind of feeling introverted, it's just remembering that everyone else is at the event for the same reason. They want to meet someone, and everyone else is feeling a little bit nervous too. So you're not alone in that experience ever. And then to your point,
Yeah.
of the whether or not you're single during the holidays, that's a temporary situation. That's absolutely true. And that's why they call it a relationship status, because it's just your current state. It's not a reflection of who you are, who you're going to be. It's just your current relationship status. That's it. It's not a definition of who you are or what your worth is or isn't.
Definitely not. So we have, I'm going to show a question here that have just come up. So given gender-based pay imbalances, have you experimented with format with gender-based prices? That's actually a really interesting question. A couple of people have asked me that. I personally do not feel that one gender should pay more or less than the other. I really believe in equality when it comes to my events. That's definitely not something that I am willing to do. And at these events, I mean, I work super, super hard to make sure that there is an equal balance of men and women, or pretty close to it. And I'm, you know, successful 95% of the time. And for that 5% where I'm not successful, it's not really because of anything that I did, but because some people don't show up. Like literally, I can have equal numbers of men and women the day before the event, and then I'll have like 7 people not show up. So it's super frustrating, but unfortunately, there's not much that that I can do about that. I wish there was, but so yes, and the event that you know, a couple days before the event, if there's only like 10 men, if there's 10 women and 2 men, for example, I reschedule the event. I will never run an event where there is such a big gender imbalance, because I don't believe in doing that. I don't think it's fair. I'm not in this to just make money. If I was, I would gladly, you know, run the event. But it's not about that for me. It's about really delivering the high quality events. So, and unfortunately, with this program that I'm using right now, I see all your comments, but I don't see who is asking the questions. Apparently, they're working on the bugs for this. So someone is saying good info, but I love something. I think the person's saying that they want a vegan partner. Somebody else is saying this is awesome. Thank you for doing this. Thank you so much. If you have any other questions for us, please feel free. You have us for about another 10 minutes or so. Let's see what else people are saying here. I think that's all for now. Let's see here. Anybody else have any questions, or any of you attending an event in December by any chance? We have 10 events, like I mentioned. So we're doing on December 1st, I'm just reading this off my screen because I don't know it off by heart, but we have 4 events in one day on December 1st. So it's going to be really crazy. So we're doing New York, Montreal, Chicago, San Francisco. And then on December 5th, we're doing Toronto and Los Angeles. And then on December 6th, we're doing Las Vegas, Salt Lake City. December 8th, we're doing Detroit. And December 9th, we're doing Pittsburgh. So packed it all in into the first 2 weeks of December, because I know that after that, it gets really hard with all the holiday parties and people going away, whatnot. So yeah, it's going to be kind of crazy. And I'm currently working on the calendar for the January and February events. So I've reached out to a bunch of venues, and I'll be working on that in the next couple of weeks. So I will be making the announcement about the events probably, hopefully, like by beginning of December. But just to give you a little heads up that for February, it's going to be the 3rd year anniversary that we've been doing this, and we're going to be doing 20 events.
Wow.
So yeah, it's going to be crazy. Last year we did 18 events in 5 days.
Wow.
First year we did 10 events. So every year it's growing. And yeah, last February we did the 18 events in 5 days. So for next year, I'm like, I'm not doing that again because that was just too crazy. So I'm doing the 20 events spread out into 10 days. So it's going to be hopefully a little less insane. But yeah, I love it. I mean, February is like a super popular month, obviously because it's Valentine's Day, right? Everybody wants to find dates for Valentine's Day, and I love Valentine's Day. So yeah, so let's see. Someone is saying 5 years with my vegetarian boyfriend, and now I've been single for 2 years. And at 49 years old, it's so much harder to date at all, let alone date a vegetarian. But I'm going to keep trying. Thanks, Susan. Cora, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I'd say keep putting yourself out there if you're going to the events. And then when it comes to meeting people, there are 2 things that are helpful to think about. One is location and one is proactivity. So try to think of things that you already love doing, and then think about location. How can you do that activity in a more social way that helps you interface with more people or just meet more people in general. And proactivity is when you're in a situation with an opportunity to connect with someone, actually acting on that. And when you choose to do activities that you already love or volunteer or whatever it is, if you meet someone, that's fantastic, and you're likely to have common interests with them already. And if you don't happen to meet someone doing that activity, you're still doing something you love doing. So that's really what I would recommend focusing on is think about what you love to do that, and do it in the most social way possible. And then when you meet people, be proactive about making that connection.
That's great. Somebody else, do a lot of young people attend your events as well? Well, that's a very good question. In some cities we do, well, every city is different, right? Every city has a different demographic. Our most popular events are the 21 plus events. So that means that there are people of all ages. In some of our cities where we do a lot of events, so like Toronto, San Francisco, New York, we do targeted age range events. In Toronto, for example, in December, we're doing 25 to 35 years old, which was kind of an experiment for doing such a tight age group. And it's working out really great in Toronto. Actually, the event's pretty close to being sold out. But I would say like there really are people of all ages. And that's a question that I get so often is, how old are the people participating? And the answer to that is when you sign up, you're not asked how old you are. So it's not that I don't want to tell you if you ask me, it's that I really don't know. And you'll see for yourself when you sign up, right? It'll like you won't be asked your age. So I just tell people to keep an open mind, and age really is just a number. So you never know who's going to be at the event. If you don't end up meeting anybody that's in your age range, it doesn't mean that you're not going to walk away with new friends, a new experience. You never know if you'll be sitting across someone who maybe knows someone that would be a perfect fit for you. You just really don't know. So that's why I always tell people, just keep an open mind, just try the event. Even if you're just doing it as like, getting your feet wet with like, having multiple conversations with people, it's really good practice, right? And even with the targeted age range events, what I tell people is, yes, okay, so you could be sitting in a room full of people that are, around your ideal age range, and you could not like a single one of them, right? Because for many, many reasons. So again, that's why I just say, keep an open mind, try out the 21 plus events. In some cities, we only do 21 plus events, and that is because they work super well. So, and in fact, we actually had 2 couples who met at a 21 plus event, and they ended up getting married. No lie. So,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, these events really do work. We have success stories on the website. They are real. They're real people. I'm hoping some of them will let me interview them next week for the Veg Love Week. I would love to feature them, and I would love for them to share their stories so that you can all see that, yeah, I mean, it does happen. Doesn't mean that it will happen to you on your first try like it did for these people. But hey, you never know unless you try, right? So
yeah, something I say to clients a lot is the only way to meet more people is to meet more people. That's really the only way to do it. And exactly like you said, you never know who might have a brother that you really hit it off with. You just don't know. It's really about gaining that social comfort and expanding your social network so that you can have more possibilities and more options.
Exactly. And someone just posted a great question. What approach you suggest if you're single at the company holiday party?
In a holiday party where you'd bring a +1, I assume?
No, they're just saying if you're single and you're at a holiday party.
For your company? Oh, well, kind of to the point that I made earlier is because there's so many parties and kind of mingling events around the holiday season, it's actually a fantastic way to meet other single people. So if you're single at a holiday party, have fun. Go talk to some people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I have another question. I will be attending your event in December. If I have a match, but I receive an email, what is the process of being in contact after having a match at an event? So when you're at the event, you have your match form. And if you're speed dating with someone that you're interested in, you check their names off. If they do the same, then it's a match. However, because we've designed the events to be no pressure, no rejection on the spot, you don't know who you're matched with until after midnight. So at midnight, everyone has to submit their forms, and then you log into the website and you see who you were matched with. And then at that point, you get the person's contact information, and it's up to you to decide if you want to contact the person or not. Okay, someone said, Montreal dating sucks. Well, I can't comment on that. However, I can tell you that I hosted the last event in Montreal in September, and it was so much fun. It was a 21 plus event. I had about 30 people. Everyone was having an amazing time. There were lots of matches. So I don't know if you went to that event or not, but there's another event in Montreal on December 1st, like I suggested. Highly recommend going. I absolutely love hosting the events in Montreal because people in Montreal are just so awesome. They're so friendly and outgoing and super stylish. Cora, you may not know about Montreal people, but that's kind of
I didn't have to come visit.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Someone was saying, I was kind of hoping for like 21 to 30 types in Toronto, but interested in info. Yeah, so again, like the 21 to 30, we are doing that 25 to 35 event in Toronto. I'm not likely to repeat it because it was just an experiment, and I really prefer keeping it a way wider age group. So probably not going to be doing that one. We probably will be doing the 21 to 40 events again, but yeah, probably not 21 to 30. And again, like, don't be so set in the number, because as you know, most vegans actually look way younger than their actual age also, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Also, age is relative. We all know one 50-year-old who acts like they're 12 and one 12-year-old who acts like they're 50. It's about energy level and vitality of life.
Exactly. So again, everyone, don't be so stuck on the ages. If you see a 21 plus event and you're hesitant because of that, like, don't. Like, just give it a try and see. Susan says, thank you. Good advice, Cora. Just keep doing what I love. We'll be open to the social aspect of it. That's how I met the last boyfriend. Well, there you go, Susan. So
yeah.
You're obviously doing something right. So keep doing that.
Yeah.
Someone says, I'm 43 years young tomorrow. Could I come to the December 5th event in Toronto? Yes. I mean, no one checks IDs. The age ranges are just a suggestion. No one will be turned away. So yes, please feel free to sign up for the Toronto event. The Toronto event is actually almost sold out. So I would definitely sign up soon for that one. Okay, so it looks like we answered all the questions for now, and it's almost 10 o'clock, so I'm going to wrap it up. So just to recap again a bit on my end, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, I highly encourage you to do so that you can find out about all the upcoming events, and you can find out more information about the videos we'll be doing, the special announcements, all the fun stuff. I have lots of exciting new things in store for 2019. So you can go to the Find Veg Love website, and there's a big sign up button on the top right. And then also want to remind you that next week we're going to be doing the Veg Love Week series, 5 days of live videos from Facebook. And it'll be a different topic every day, different speakers, and all free. And again, if you have any questions for those, let me know. And I think that was about it for me. So, and I'll let Cora just say a little something after. But thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We're going to continue doing these. They're really fun. Like I said, I love connecting with all of you and just, getting more information from all of you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Great question. And then if you'd like to set up or if you'd like to apply for a complimentary intro call with me as part of the Find Veg Love community, you're all welcome to do that. And Karine, what is the process for applying? There's a submission form, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So you have that on the emails?
Yeah, so if you go on the findveglove.com website, there is a coaching page. And on that page, at the bottom, you can submit your application there.
Yes, and I'd love to talk to you.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks so much. Good night.
Bye.